Excuse me. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is brandt. This morning I'm going to play Books of Time. This is a new game from Board and Dice. Board and Dice is a company that I really like. They make a lot of really fun games. Probably my favorite is Teotihuacan, which is a really, really good game. This is a little lighter than that game, I would say. But I'm going to play the solo mode for this. The solo mode does have kind of different scoring, or it gives you kind of an objective. But the gameplay is basically exactly the same. There's some drafting, and so it simulates something that will draft against you. Good afternoon, Dan Terrace. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I had to order some groceries. So it just delayed me a little bit in getting started. So that is what was going on there. So I appreciate your patience on that front. And we're going to jump in. I'm just going to move some things around here a little bit so we can see everything. All right. Here we go. Down to the table. So here is Books of Time. Welcome. Our score track is over here, as well as three kind of tech tracks, if you will, or scoring advancement tracks that we can go up. We also have our advancement tiles here. These are our objectives tiles. Sorry, these are the advancements. This is the offer out here. This is a deck. You can see the next card, but this is not available, so we have these. And then we've got kind of the main book that's here that is being written, the Book of Time, if you will. And then we've got our books here. We've got Science, Industry, and Trade, which are going to be the three tracks that we have here as well. And I should reorganize these so that their colors match. So there's kind of a lot going on and kind of not a lot going on. So it's kind of one of those games where there's both. These books are really neat, by the way, if you can't see them. So they're literally a book. It's got almost like a 3-ring binder, although it's a 2-ring binder here, right? And then this will lay flat on your table. The book opens, and then we actually have pages in here that are preceded to start with actions and abilities. So those are really neat. A really fun part, kind of a neat thing to look at on the table, if you will. All right, so we are trying to score as many points as possible, is basically the idea. And obviously, if we were playing multiplayer, it would just be score more points than the other players. But in addition, we have this solo chart in the back of the book, and we pick 3 challenges. These should actually be face down. So you pick from each of these 3 levels of tiers. There's kind of a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So I had reached the top of the science track, so I need to get here. I've picked have 2 cards with one symbol and 2 cards with another symbol written down in the industry book. So these cards are going to have symbols on them, and I'm going to need to match those symbols. And then write at least 4 pages into every book. So all of my books have to have 4 pages written into them. So that's going to be kind of the plan. I have to score one of these in the basic mode. But each one I don't score is minus 15 points. So if I score all of them, I won't lose any points. Otherwise, I'll lose points at the end of the game. This one could be a little tricky for us. We may focus on these 2 and let that one go and see what we can score. So we need to get 100 points. So the track goes to 50. So we have to go around twice, although we start at 10. So technically, we're scoring 90. So to start the game, we get 5 pages. And we pick 2 of these. We pick one of these pages to write into one of our books. We pick 2 of these pages to put in front of us, and then the other 2 go away from the game. So we need to reach the top of that science track. Let's look for some good starting ones. These both want me to discard files, and I don't have files. Files are kind of wild, so I'm going to get rid of those 2 to start, and then I'm going to take one of these. So these all have bonuses on the bottom. Oh, I like this one a lot. That could be super useful to me. Although, maybe this one is better. Okay, so we're going to take these ones. We're going to put this one here. So we're going to put this one here. We collect the page, and then you always push over as you go. And you've got this track for how much things are going to cost. And we're going to actually write this page in. So when we write the page in, we snap this. We put it here. And then we actually do the little effect that's on the bottom. I'll try to show you with one of these pages. So these pages have a little kind of immediate effect right here. So we do the immediate effect as soon as we write it in. So this one says, lose a victory point and gain 2 pens. So we have pens and we have paper. Those are our 2 main ones. And then we also have files, which I actually have in this bag here. Files are wild, so they just count as either, is the idea with those. Cool. So that's that. So all we do is we go here first, and the AI, which has a name, I apologize, I can't remember, is going to remove a card from the game, and it's going to tell us right here which card or cards. So these are removed from the game. We don't get these back. Technically, I probably should put them somewhere else, but I'm just going to put them there for now. This is a discard pile that can be reshuffled. And then you always just fill in. You don't have to slide anything down. You just fill in. Now we can take our action on our turn, and or we can take the actions that are in this book. So this Book of Time here is telling us that we can either gain a new page, kind of from the offer here. We can spend 1 ink to get a file. So we can do those before or after we take our own actions. So our own actions, and all of these are labeled here, so I can see take a page from the offer. We have 6 different actions. So we can activate our pages. So we can look at a book and we can activate 2 of the pages. So we kind of do the left and the right-hand side, and then we would literally turn the page to the next one, would be the idea. Those stuck together, but that would be that. Or we can write pages. So we could spend the resources that are here between pen and paper, and we can spend these, and we can write as many pages as we want, and they always just snap in front, and we do the immediate effect. We can close a book. So when we close a book, we basically put the bookmark on the page we're in, and then as we flip every page backward, we do that bottom instant effect. Then we obviously get to the cover, and we reopen the book. Right now, all of these are fully open, so closing the book doesn't do anything, but as you flip the pages, you can reset the book. We can draw 2 pages from the offer, so we can take any 2 of these, and we slot them in here, and then refill. We can also pay 2 victory points to sweep all of those. We can advance, so we can pay the cost to advance on this board, and we can do it as many times as we want. So the costs are right here on the right-hand side for all of them. So all of them to advance, and we've got to advance this one to the top. So that's something we need to focus on. And then we can turn pages, so we can select up to 3 of our books, so all of our books, turn each page once, and then do those immediate benefits on them. So those are the different actions that we can do on our turn. All right, so I like this action here because it gets us resources, although this one does as well if we get rid of a page. But I think what's here is good. So we're going to gain a pen, gain a paper, gain a victory point, and we can do these pages in either order as well. And then over here, we gain a pen and paper. So we're just getting those starting resources that we're going to need. And we need to focus on having these symbols, so that's going to be important. And then here, we could gain another page, or we could turn in to get a file. Let's gain another page, because I think we're going to need these, right? One of these was have 2 cards with the same. We also need to reach the top of the science track. Oh, and then I have to turn this page over once I've done those. Perfect. All right. So that will finish that turn. This will refill. And then we've done our action, so we turn the page here. And when this book runs out, that's when the game is over. So we can see that they are going to remove this card right here from play. That is okay. What is our other thing? Write at least 4 pages into every book. All right, so we're going to do a lot of writing. Writing and advancing are the big things we're trying to do. And then get 100 points. Oh, these objective tiles here, so they show you how you're going to score. So this one says I get 9 points at the end of the game if I can go into my science book, have 2 of this medical symbol plus any 2 of the same of these other symbols. And then instead of moving up on when I move up on one of these tracks, instead of taking the bonus, I can pull one of these and I up the requirements and up the points. So these ones have kind of 2 specific different symbols and sets. This is have different symbols. And then this is have symbols in order. So this is kind of the hardest one to score. The victory points actually oscillate there. It's a little weird to me that it's not left to right, but I guess it's just the way they wanted to do the colors or whatever. All right, so we need to write some pages into our books. So these ones here are nice. So maybe these are some good spots to go. This will actually give us a new one, which we don't need too much of, but maybe we could just get something that gets us more. I don't remember what this little wheel does here. I apologize, I will have to check my phone because there's a grocery order going in. And in case there's any replacements, I'll need to do that. I know it's a little rude. but it's just how the start of summer is going to go. All right, so let's do that. We have this here. We can lose victory points to gain files. We can also lose a page from red to gain those. I don't think I want to do that. So we'll lose 2 victory points to gain a file token, which is a wild. And then we're going to start writing some pages in. This page isn't super important to me, but I do need to get pages written in. So I think I will do that one. So this one's going to go in, and when it goes in, I get a paper back. Paper back. And then this one goes in. Oh, by the way, let's say I wrote this page. They don't slide to the left. So they stay where they are. They only get pushed if they get pushed. And it's kind of a little bit easier going this way in terms of resources. So we need 3 of these pens, and we can write this one in here, which is going to give us another pen back. And then we need 3 pens again, and we can write this page in, which is going to allow us to get another card that's out here. So I guess because this one will give us those free actions to get more pages, we'll grab that one. Cool, so we did that, we did this, we did our free thing, so we turn the page. Pretty fast playing. All right, so this one's telling me specifically what I have to get rid of. So I have to get rid of one with a donkey on it, and if there's multiple, you get rid of the leftmost one. So that is gone. I also have to get rid of the leftmost green card, because there's an arrow. I know it's a little hard for people to see. And if I have one with a book icon, which I don't, and then I just replace these. All right, so I can get rid of a pen, which I don't have, in order to get 2 victory points, or I can just get a paper. So I think I will get the paper, and then we could advance on some of these, although we can advance multiple, so I'd rather gain some resources right now. This is have any 3 of the same page, advance on a track. That's not my favorite. This will get us resources. This is nice. Okay, let's see. Gain immediate benefits for turning the pages. So here I could give up a page to get resources, which isn't terrible because I do need a lot of pens. Here I could do victory points. All right, so I think we're going to have to do this one. I hate giving up a page, though. That's not fun. Here I would just get 2 pens. Here I could get 6, which is kind of what I need. Could I get by with just 2, and that's a third? I could move up on a couple of these tracks. Maybe. I also need that page right there, right? All right, we'll do it. So over here, we're going to get 3 pens. And then we're going to give up a page in any book. So I'm going to give up the page on the other side of this one. Oh man, that one gets me a lot of pages. But I'm going to give this one up. So that would get discarded here. Is that where it goes? I actually don't know. I think that might go out of the game. I'm going to assume that one goes out of the game, but I'm not positive. And that's going to get me 3 more pens or 2 more paper. But I'm going to take 3 more pens. There are 5s here. We can do that. So now we have lots of resources, and then we would turn the page, so we're on this final page here. So now we could close this book, which would get us this benefit at some point. And we did what's here, so we turn the page again. I think there's 16 pages in this basic game. All right, there are no donkeys. There are no of the speech, and then we also need the amoeba, and there are none there. So we don't have to actually discard any cards this time. We can get rid of a file folder to gain 4 points, which is pretty good. We could also write a page in, which is nice, because we need to get pages, and get an ink if we lose more victory points. So, gotcha. Sure, let's get ourselves to our goal. So we'll give up 2 victory points. We'll write this page in, which lets us immediately gain a new page, and we need this one, and gain a pen. And then we could advance on these tracks. We don't have a ton of things in here, or we could keep getting pages, which isn't terrible. We don't want to write a lot of pages yet. We could also do this one for more resources. So here, if we move up this track, we could then move up this one. which is one of the things we need to do. What do we else have to do? Have 2 cards. So we're getting close on this one. So maybe just getting more pages is good. All right, so we'll grab 2 from here. We'll grab this one. And what do we have here so far? Just the one book. That one's not great. Okay, these are give up 3 pages. Oh my. Well, we'll grab it because we're going to need something. All right, so these 2 here. So we took pages, we did this ability. So we are flipping to the next one. All right, now we can give up 2 points to get a file folder or give up a page to get 3 points, and this card is gone. Boy, we're doing pretty well on resources. I have to get victory points, but pages are kind of what we need. So let's keep trying. We're setting ourselves back. I'm probably going to end up short on points and kicking myself. All right, so let's write some of these pages in now that we're this far. So we're going to write this page in here, and it just goes in wherever you are. Come on. And that's going to give us a pen. We'll write this page in. I don't have to write left to right, but it's seeming to work out fine. This one will go here and give us a paper. And then we'll write this one in. And this one will let us draft a new card. So let's take this one here. So sorry about this. Okay. We did that. So that should finish our turn. We can do this action afterward, by the way. So I could write a page in to then remove that same page, just to be clear. So have 2 green pages. Have a page. Have 2 green and gain those bonuses. Spend 2 paper. Let's do this first. The leftmost boat, heart, and amoeba. Okay. Let's spend 2 paper to get 4 victory points, because we're going to need that. 2, 3, 4. Then we want to move up on these tracks here. We also want to get this page written in. What do we have for resources here? Remove pages. I don't like that. Remove pages. Here, we could move up on this track, get a page, and then move up. And then this would turn to this one. The nice part about moving up the green track is we score for the red track when we move up the green. So let's try it. So we're going to do this action to gain a paper and then spend 2 paper over here, which moves me up on green and gives me 2 victory points. So now I can grab 2 pages. So we'll grab this page, and we're just going to need one here. Maybe just this. Oh, actually, this gives me a bunch of resources, so we'll take this one. Cool. Yeah, that's that turn. Yeah, it's kind of repetitive. The thought process is really in my head, right? It's harder for people to see as much of that. All right, so these 2 are going away. Try to pick up my energy a little bit here. All right, spend 1 of these to gain 3 pens, because we've been a little short on pens as of late. Yeah, trying to move up there is the tricky part right now. Oh, and I did not turn my page. So now I could spend paper to move up on that track again, to then spend victory points to get things back. And over here, we did spend the paper. Okay, so we'll spend 2 paper. 1 will be a file folder. we will move up on this track. Oh, wait, hold on. We will do the right-hand one first. We'll lose 2 victory points to get 2 pens and 2 paper. Then we'll spend the 2 paper we just got. Move up on this track, which says move up on another track. We'll move up here, which says move up on a track. So we'll move up here. I didn't write those in yet. Okay, so we won't. So we'll move up on this track first then. And this says we get 4 points for which per icon for which icon we have the most of. So we have 2 gears. And we have 2 of the map. So we're going to get 8 total points. So that's going to bring us to 16. So now you start to see where the point scoring is coming in off of that. We also get a victory point from this. Cool. All right, so we're moving up this track, even though we have to be on this one, because this one says, hey, you get 5 points for how far you've moved up this track. So this will generate points for us. So we'll probably stop this one somewhere around here. And then this says the end of the game, you get 2 points for every page you have of that type. So I'm grabbing a bunch of red pages, and we'll hope we get enough points. I'm not sure. The last time I fell a few points short. All right. We did this action. We did our action. With these, so I have to turn this page. Turn the page. Oh, we got 2 and 2. So this one is completed. So we only had to complete one of these. So now we're just minus 30 victory points. So our goal is 130 now. And if we score these, our goal is lower. So we'll at least try to get to the top of this track. We may not worry about this one, although we've been writing a lot of pages. But now we may have to focus a little bit more. And there's this little token here to tell us when we have 3 turns left. Not a super long game. Not super complex. But it's got fun decisions. All right, we can lose a victory point to gain resources. We have so many pens. Or we can spend a paper to move up the yellow track, which gives us a file. I don't really think I care about that. I'm not focusing on the yellow track. So we will spend a victory point, get 2 pen and a paper. It's so funny that I had so much paper and no pens, and now I'm like the reverse. I know I should probably trade these in for 5s, but we're just going to keep them moving. So we should probably write pages in, because then if we move up here, we'll get those points. So we are going to spend 3 and write this page in, which is going to make us spend a victory point and get 2 pens back. Then we're going to spend 3 to write this page in, which is going to give us a pen back. Then we're going to spend a pen and paper and write this page in, which is going to let us take a paper from the offering. So this is interesting, because I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 written in here. And I have 4 written in here. And how many have I written in here? 1, 2, 3. So I think I will try to write another one of these in. So I'll bring this one down and write this one in. And just like that, I've written 4 in each one. Okay, so now we really need to focus on our victory points. And we don't have a lot of resources, so we really need to just get up this track will be the main thing we want to do. All right, if we move up that track, we can get ourselves another 12 points. So moving up those tracks is going to be key. So we want to gather some resources from wherever we can. This is so interesting to me to give up 3 pages. I guess now that I completed that, it wouldn't be terrible, right? I'd lose some pages here, but I have completed that, and I can move up on those tracks. Yeah, it's pretty good, actually. So I might have to do that. Okay, we'll turn here. Yeah, you can hear me talking to myself, so you can see the decisions are relatively interesting. Spend pens to move up on the track. I guess we should do it, right? So we'll spend 2. That's what we're trying to do. We'll move up here. So now we look for the second most symbols that we have. And we have, I think, just the same still. So we either gears or maps. We've got 2 of each. So that's 6 times 2 is 12. And there go our victory points moving a little bit. All right. Now we can do this action. So we gain 2 paper. Then we eliminate 3 pages. We're just going to get rid of some of these back pages. Oh, so this can help me when I'm eliminating. We'll get rid of this one. I have to get rid of one of each. That is the thing to note. We'll get rid of this one here. That one's a starting page. I'm going to put it there just so I can find it at the end. I'm not anticipating that I'll reshuffle, so that's why I'm doing that. And I'll get rid of this one. All right. So we get rid of those three. And now we can move up on any two tracks. So we'll move up on red, and we look for different symbols in our book. So currently we have 1, 2 different symbols, so we just get 6 points. 3, 6. Then if we move up here, we look for the thing we have the most of, which we have 3 of this medical symbol, so that's times 4 points, so we get 12. Hey, look at us getting points now. Cool. All right, now we can use pages to get to here. We flip this, and we go here. If anybody has questions, please let me know. I know I'm kind of talking to myself, but I'm more than willing to answer any questions that people may have. Oh, and hang on one second. Man, this is a hectic morning. Somehow my computer came unplugged. Okay, there we go. Hey, Canadian Mustache. Whew, this morning is just not what I was anticipating. It's just been so up and down. All right, but we're doing fine. We're playing this game, and I feel like we got a good shot here. All right, so over here we can now look at these pages in order. We need to score 11 points. We need a donkey. And we need a cart, and we need a boat. So these are like literally backwards. So that we would need to write some specific pages. This one we need 3 different symbols, and we have 2 different symbols. So we consider getting that. Here we need 2 medical and any 2 others. So if we do get a book, so we're probably focusing on these 2 to try to get these points and see what we can do there as well. All right, so we turn this. If we have 2 yellow pages, we can gain those. Otherwise, we can spend resources to get victory points. We have to get rid of the leftmost red and a gear, which we currently can't. All right. So I think because we have the 2 yellow pages, we'll take this and a victory point. So we basically need to double our victory points. So this symbol we need to get a different one, this book we need. So maybe we're smart to just take 2 here. Does anything here give us pages? No. This is remove a page. To get resources, this is move up on any track. I'm not as worried about that. Now we could try to spend things to move up the tracks. And this is get resources as well. All right, so let's take this one and this one from the offer because we need 2. And we did that, so we're all set here. Yeah, I'm playing Books of Time. This is a game from Board and Dice that just came out. And the solo mode is very similar to the regular one. You would just be drafting over these and taking your actions one at a time. In the solo mode, though, I'm trying to score some points over here. So I do need to get up those tracks. Okay, so I can do one of the actions here. First, the bot will remove one of these cards. That action would let me write a page, which I definitely want to do. So I'm going to do this to write one of these pages. This one is for victory points. This one is to move up a track. Although that's... Oh, sorry. It's one of these two. This one is have 3 of the same page to move up a track. Is that the same symbol? Same color. 3 of the same color. And this one would give me more pages. That's not what I'm looking to do. Oh, I don't... Oh, I can do that for free. Okay, so we'll add this one. Although this gives me the other one that I need. This one lets me move up a track. Okay. This one we get here. And now my regular actions. So when I move up this track, I can gain a symbol. Currently... Boy, if I could get... So when I move up, instead of taking the bonuses, I could maneuver these. This one's going to be good points, so I don't really want to do that there. So I'd only remove one. It's not going to be worth it. Okay. So I'm almost having 3 different here. I really want to gather some resources, which could be here, right? So donkey, cart, this is all backwards. All right. So remove a page, gain 3 pens, and then gain a file folder. And we're just going to remove this page right here. And then we turn the page. All right, and we did this action here. Still got more turns. That's good. All right, left most of that, and planets. That's the only one that's going to go away. We'll refill. Oh, yeah, they're actual little books. So, yeah, I showed that off earlier. But, yeah, these close up. You got a little bookmark so you can know where you were in case you have to do any of that. And then the back kind of lays flat on the table, which really gives them a nice display. It's fun. I'm enjoying this game. I definitely want to play it with people. I think will be more exciting. But this is a good way to show it off. All right, so I can move up a track and gain a symbol. I'm not worried about symbols anymore. I've got resources, so really getting up those tracks is one of the keys. So 3, 3, and 1. I could very simply do that as an action. I can give up 2 victory points to move up the track. Then I gain a symbol. Those symbols are not super useful to me anymore. If I gain that, I don't have the other ones. Yeah, even if I gain the Saturn one, I don't have any Saturn in here. So if I moved up there, then I'd have to get rid of 2 of these. Am I close on 4? That is interesting. I could push really hard. If I push really hard, move up here, grab that symbol, and then move up a bunch, I could advance both of these to try to get those points. Should we do it? Let's try it. All right, 2 is going to move us up here. So we move up, we gain a symbol. So we're going to gain the medical symbol. That's going to give us what we need. How does that work, though? It's weird because the rule book is here. All right, hopefully I'll remember those 3. When I get to the top of the track, do I gain the bonus? Am I going to have to spend another turn, probably? Yeah, I have to do further advancements. Okay, well, we're going to push for it. So we did 4 pages in every book. We did 2 cards. We did this. So we're going to try to push these tracks really hard, which means we're going to use these things. All right, so we did that one. Then we're going to do this one here. So we give up a red page. All right, that's okay. We'll give up one of these early ones. So we'll give up a red page and a green page. Red page and a green page. Hopefully there's still one here. These red pages are going to be worth points at the end of the game. All right, so we move these up. We flip this. This goes here. Whew, this is a little crazy, I think. And we get to advance on a track. So we'll advance on this track. So we get 5 points for every advancement we are on the green track. So that's 20 points. So 10, 20 is going to get us here. And then we come over here and we now have 50 points. So we're at 54 points of our 115 that we currently need to score. Then since we have 3 of the same page, we're going to move to the top. We can't gain a benefit there. And we can't advance these, so we need to move 2 more times on that track. But we are now in that space, which flips this, so now we only need 100 points. Sorry, I think I said 54, but we're at 64. And then we flip this page and turn this. We still have more than 3 turns. Okay. So we can add another page, which is one of the things we want to do here. We can give up this file folder to advance. We've got to do that. All right, so these 2 are gone. We give up a file folder. We advance on a track. So when we advance on this one, we're going to remove this objective. So this one said have 2 medical and then any 2 other of the same type, which we had. So we had 9 points. We've now moved to this one that says we need 3 astronomy, which we have 0 of, and any 2 others. So we're currently not scoring 15. But if we advance this again, we need 4 medical and 2 anything else, which we do. So now we're kind of pushing that we can get to there to get those points for ourselves. That is the idea. All right, and I think it's going okay. We also want to add one to this book, and then we have a shot of getting the right pages here to help us out. Going to kind of be messy. All right. So we did this. Now we have to do our own action. So if we have 3 of the same page, we could finish off our thing. I don't know. Am I a little risky here? Am I trying to score some other points? Elsewhere, I need to get this page written in. This one isn't helpful to me. I don't really need a ton of resources. That's lose victory points. That would move up on that track and give us yellow. Just a file folder, so we'd give up 2 resources to gain 1. So as much as I need to do that, I don't know that it's what I want to do, although gaining these pages isn't huge, except if I advanced this one, right, with 4 different. If I took this one, I could also just write another one of these pages in. Nothing here gives me victory points. Oh, you know what I could do? I can turn all 3 of my pages. So this one I don't really need, and I can gain the bottom benefit. This one I could do, there's no bottom benefit, so we don't turn that. And this one I can turn and get another page. Oh, look at that. Okay. So we'll get this page, we will get a pen, and we will get a paper. So that's one of the actions that we can do. All right, now we can write these pages in, perhaps. Not sure. Okay, have 2 red pages, gain another page, or give up a page to move up on this track. This one is gone specifically. All right, here's a boat. We need to then get a cart. We need to put the cart after the boat. These are all backwards. All right, there's no rearrange the pages either. That would be an interesting thing. Oh, my decisions are getting tougher. That's just going to give me victory points. Another page could make things cheaper. Boat is the first thing, so I'd have to turn this. All right, so we'll gain this page. We have 2 red pages, and we'll get a victory point just so we advance there. Then we take our action, and we could write these pages in, which I think is a good spot to be in. That's going to give me victory points, so let's leave that one on top. So we're going to pop this open. These seem pretty sturdy, too. Like, if you're thinking, oh, those are going to break, I don't want those, over time. But they seem to be doing okay. We're going to use 3 here. We're going to write this one in, gain another one, and then we're going to use our file folder. I'm going to kick myself if I never move to the top of that track again. And we're going to write this one in, which is going to give us another pen. Did I never advance this before? No, I flipped it. I think I'm good. Okay. May have made a mistake there. Oh, that one's going to advance us if we want. Okay, cool. So now we have cart. We still have this backwards? Darn it. Oh well. We can at least use that to advance. All right, we did all these. We flip. That tells us we have 3 turns left. So we can gain a file. We can gain points. We have to get rid of a boat, speech, and medical. That's the only one there. We don't have the resources, so we gain another paper. This is probably what we have to do. Or we could do this one to get rid of more pages. I don't think I want to do that now. So we're going to do this one here. We gain another paper. We get another page. Let's just get red, because red's going to be worth points. We need pens, so let's try that. And then we're going to spend a pen to move up on a track. When we do that, we'll go there, which is going to give us those points. We're still going to be a little bit short of our goal. So we're trying to find those remaining points. We have this one, which could now be advanced. And we did this, so we turn this page. Oh, look at that. Woo! Okay. Looking good, looking good. Spend a point to get 2 pens and a paper. I think we're going to need that. Ooh, I think we're going to pull this out. Get rid of a boat and get rid of nothing else. Okay, we got that. Then we're going to go here. We're going to spend the paper, and we can do these in either order, and advance on a track. We're going to advance on green and remove this. Sorry, we do actually advance. So instead of taking 0 points, we're going to do that. And we should have 4 different symbols now. I guess I should double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So now we're going to get 11 points here, which I think gets us really darn close. And then we get 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that actually gets us to victory. All right, so now we just can't lose our points. Did we take an action? Yeah, we took this one, so we have to turn this page. Lose a page, we get points. All right, flip this. Oh, this is our last turn. So we're going to clear all this stuff. We are going to put these new ones out. We can lose 2 points to advance. If we advance, that works. So we'll lose 2 to advance, because now we get points for these pages. We did all of these. And our last action could be to gain things from one of these books. We don't have these to give up. Give up 2. Gain these. Or just lose a page to get 4 points, huh? So this is the smarter one. So we'll lose a page and gain 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll lose kind of our opening page in this book. It was in the back, so we'll flip it to the back. And that finishes the game, because you close that book. We scored all 3 of these, so we're not going to lose any points there. And then we just go to our endgame scoring, which is the same as the regular one. So we're going to evaluate our 3 objectives. So we did this. We're 4 and 2. I'm not going to flip through those. I guess I better, right? So do I have any 2 other? I should have 2 books. 1, 2. Okay, just so we don't panic. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have exactly that. So that is going to give us 22 points. 10, 20. That gives us 91. Then this one, we need 4 different. We just checked that. That's 11. That gets us to victory. We're now at 100. This one, we need these in order. We didn't get that. So we don't get those points. Then we are going to go to the topmost and then every 5 resources. Okay, so then each of these, we're going to score 2 points per page. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we got those to go to 112. And here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 to go to 124. We don't get any points for this one because we're not at the top. And then every 5 leftover resources is a point. 125 points. So we could have completed only 1 objective. If we didn't complete 2 of them, we would have needed 130. So that was a pretty narrow victory, but we got there. So nice. That is Books of Time. If anybody has questions, you can let me know. If you're watching afterward, you're welcome to put them in the comments down below, and I will answer them for you as well. And if anybody sees any rules mistakes, please correct me. There might have been some small things that I missed. I don't think I missed anything major. This can be done before or after. These are your 6 actions. They're labeled on your card. And then a couple of these things will show you here what you can do. So this is a nice reference for you. Although I still found there was a couple things I wanted to reference in the rulebook. And when you're playing that solo mode, it was tricky. But I think you could actually just, figure out what's here. What's interesting is some of these level 3 ones are you can't let Scribbles. Oh, man, I should have remembered the name. So the name of the AI is Scribbles, which is such a great name, and I totally botched it. Oh, I hate that when you get to into something and realize you should have done it. Should have done it possibly better. Okay, so one of the objectives is just keep them from getting a certain number of a type of page. So then you're trying to draft those pages. So it's like get 3 of any of these or 4 of any of these. So that's where you're tracking what they have over here. So that could have been interesting. Did they end up with any of the same? It doesn't actually look like they did. No. Wow. So that was pretty good, actually, on this one. Because they would need... Oh, they did get 4 boats. So had that been one of those, that could have been a lost condition. But then you don't have to do these upper abilities. So that's kind of an interesting part that you can make it feel more verses and whatnot. I know, Scribbles is so good, and I didn't say it throughout the whole play. That makes me so sad. Yeah, so this, I think you could probably remember your objectives or snap a quick picture and then be able to reference the rulebook would probably be a smart thing to do. There's also an advanced mode where there's another one of these and you place 4 of them out, and now you're trying to complete 4. So if you want to give yourself more of the goal of complete these versus, score victory points. Because score victory points in solo, it's relatively boring. Like, it's fun to actually score the victory points by playing the game, but it's not an exciting ending to me personally. So there's that. I will say that it's a game that's got a little bit longer of a cleanup. I've got to remove all these pages, right? I do store everything, so I don't take the books apart. I do store them that way. And it generally fits in the box. There's a little bit of lift on all there, but it works out. So awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, whether you're watching live or watching afterward. I hope this is helpful and looks interesting. Wow, that didn't even take me an hour, huh? So yeah, it's a pretty quick playing game, as you can see. I think the solo is neat. I mean, it works because you're still making the same decisions. I wouldn't mind being around the table and, having some of those things or seeing what other things people pull off. I think would be kind of interesting to me. But I really like the decision space they gave you. So I like that it's, okay, I need to add pages. I need to move up these tracks. I need to advance through my book. Oh, I have ways to just turn the pages if I want to. I never did the one where I closed the book, so I'm intrigued how that would work. But if you kept doing one book and then you got to the end and then you're like, oh, I've got 6 pages here. So when I did that, let's just say I did that in green, I would get 1 pen. I should be a little faster about this. 2, 3, another page, 4 pens, and then spend a victory point. So I'd get 6 pens and a page and reset the book, which is pretty nice. And these front covers have pretty good abilities on them as well. The backs are all 1 victory point. And if you turn the back page, I should have actually done that with the yellow. When I turn the back page, it closes, and you actually reset it and open to the other side as well. So that's another way you can do that. So I guess instead of doing that, you could go the other way. Yeah, no, it's a quick play, but the decisions were pretty rich. I tried to talk out my decisions. I think I kind of froze up in my brain or was talking in my brain a handful of times, but I usually don't do that. I try to show those decisions by talking them all out. And the decisions were definitely very interesting. The look of the game is nice. I could see people who don't like setup and teardown maybe being a little bothered by what's in there. It didn't bother me too much. The books are pretty easy. These come apart pretty easy. They're pretty easy to put back in. Like, this is a solid design, and there's just a bunch of them. I haven't set them up for all the players, so we'll see that. So hopefully I'll get a chance to talk about this more on the Right Brain Rollers podcast. If you haven't listened to that, you can check it out. Eric Summer and I every 2 weeks, so there'll be an episode coming out next week on Wednesday. Oh, man. And what did we talk about? I just don't remember. I don't remember the game that we talked about there, so I will have to go there. But you can join our Facebook group, and you can find out all that information. Usually on Mondays, I post the spoiler for the game that's coming up, so we shall see. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I probably won't be around this weekend, so I probably won't be streaming anything, but I should be here Monday morning for Monday Morning Marvel. Oh, actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to build a Wolverine Protection Rush deck, so I will do that and probably play that Monday morning, so that will be the plan. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching. That was Books of Time from Board and Dice. I'm going to try to grab the top here so you can see that. And it should be available in retail for you now if it's something that you're interested in checking out. I really enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody. Wow, it's getting dark. That's weird. Look at that. You can see the light change. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. My name's the Brandt, and until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye.